I keep seeing this video about Nurse Kayla and her credit card debt, and I just want to talk about it. Let's get into it if you haven't seen it already.
I have been financially not doing great. I am a nurse. Even though I am a nurse and I make good money, I don't have money, which is
It's so
the
real.
sad part because of the choices that I've made still currently and the choices that I've made like previously, like from a couple of years. I am in credit card debt, and it's this unhealthy cycle that I have been putting myself into. And
I just want to stop right there and say a lot of people have this idea about nurses that we are just balling out of control. And I've made several videos talking about this. And I resonate with what she was saying, where it's just like, I make good money, but I don't have a lot of money kind of thing. And that's real. She took ownership of the reasons why that was for her, but just like off standard, off the rip, just to look at a nurse and assume that they have money like that is crazy because people don't always make the best decisions. The money isn't as much as a lot of people think it is, and a host of other things that go into play with it. But she's breaking it down for herself why she's in this debt, but she's already taking ownership, which I love.
it's just relationship with money has just never been something that I was talked about. Lifestyle creep is definitely a thing, and especially when you are trying to make a brand for yourself.
So she talks about lifestyle creep, and that is also very real. Sorry for pausing it so much, but that's so real because when we do get money and when we do kind of like make it, so to speak, we always try and take it to the next level too fast and without having the right systems and structure in place to be able to sustain what we're trying to do. And of course, social media has us looking at other people's situations and lives, thinking that we can live a certain way like they are without really taking into account what's going on with our own situation. So you get that paycheck, it looks nice, so then you get the bigger apartment, get the bigger house, get the bigger this, get more that, and it's crazy. It's called lifestyle creep for a reason. It'll creep up on you when you least expect it.
When you're aspiring to do something that you want to do, and content creation has been something that I've always wanted to do. Being a YouTuber has always been something I want to do. I've always just
Hello.
wanted to be on camera. I've always just wanted to make a name for myself, whether it be like through content creation, being a YouTuber, being an entrepreneur, like whatever it may be. I always felt like I was meant to do something other than nursing. And
Ooh, I felt that in my spirit. I felt that in my spirit. Reach for the stars, baby girl.
so I think for years I have been continuously like, going with the trends and like, buying whatever everyone else buys so that like I can post about it and like, be seen. But then I get caught up with imposter syndrome of not being enough. For in order for me to become someone, I guess I was influenced by everyone else around me. So if I bought the next best thing, or if I like looked a certain way by buying these clothes, then I was gonna make an image, a brand for myself. And that turned into like so many like dumb purchases like along the
It's that
way that
keeping
I'm
up
like
with the
literally
Joneses.
paying for now. And don't get me wrong, I have been trying to get myself together when it comes to my finances, because obviously like I have money to pay my bills. I have money to like pay down the minimums on my credit cards.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I don't take into account like, money like for myself and money to, just enjoy life. And most of the time like I'm struggling to even do that. So I think I've reached my breaking point. Enough is enough. Like living paycheck to paycheck, living with like
It is
the
not
credit
cute.
card debt and like the afterpays and everything, like I'm done. Like I'm so done. I want to be financially free. Like I don't want to have to worry about like, you know, if I'm going to be able to eat. I just don't want to be in this cycle anymore, because it's like I want to travel. I want to buy a house. I want to get married. Like,
I'm gonna stop it right there because she's already said so much. And I feel for her. I feel for her so bad because it's just like you have this image of what you want to be based off of what you see, and you want to believe that it's within reach, but you don't. It's like you don't do the calculations, or the calculations just don't add up, but you go for it anyways. And it makes me kind of sad because she said a lot of things that resonate with the whole keeping up with the Joneses, Kardashians type of thing. And it really sounds like it did her in. And that was the thing. She was going for this brand, she was going for this lifestyle, this image online. And yeah, it caught up with her. And so, but the crazy thing for me is just like, okay, she's considering like marriage, children, home ownership, all these things. And she doesn't want to struggle. She doesn't want to go through all these things. But it's just like, she wasn't so worried about that when it came to the calculations. And that's where I find it problematic. It's just like, if you want those things for real, you got to count the cost. You have to really sit down and count the cost, because y'all, things ain't adding up for her, and she's seeing that reflect in her future, and that's where things get scary.
all of these things, like, it's just like, it's not possible until I take this step of paying off my debt, and not just paying off my debt, but like being financially literate and just understanding. You can't always have your wants.
Yeah.
You have to prioritize like your needs. And sometimes like I rationalize like my needs, my wants, to make them seem like their needs. And I just need to get out of this toxic like mindset. Like,
Yep.
it sucks. And I'm not making this an excuse, but I guess like impulsivity and like shopping addiction is part of ADHD. And sometimes I hate it. Like, sometimes I like get mad at myself for having this ADHD and is the reason why I'm in this situation. But at the same time, it's like I need to remember, what can I do now to just like get myself out of this hole.
Yeah. She's taken a lot of accountability up to this, to where we are right now. I kind of cringe a little bit when I hear people online justifying their actions and stuff using like diagnoses and things that they have put together from other people. I'm not saying that she does or does not have ADHD. That's not what this conversation is about. What I am saying is that like, we love to know the side effects of our self-diagnoses, but we never really want to implement the solutions or things that can counteract certain things because of it. So, for example, if I say that I have ADHD and I believe that shopping addiction is a side effect of ADHD, I'm going to delete every app on my phone if I see that I'm, going down that path. But a lot of times people don't have that discipline, and a lot of times people wait until it all falls down before they even recognize it's a problem. And so, yeah, I mean, I hear what she's saying. I just don't feel what she's saying.
Out of this hole. So the reason I'm crying on the internet is to show people that like, seriously, like, do not like, I understand that, I'm trying to be an influencer, I'm trying to be a content creator, and that goes with like promoting products, but like, literally live within your means and only buy like if you have the money for it. Stop.
I guess I don't understand the full notion of desiring to be a content creator and having to go and spend a bunch of money for things. Like, can we not just be regular, relatable content creators anymore? Like, do we really have to go and be product influencers and push products that people get for free? I mean, if you wanted to be an influencer like the influencers you see, you should be behind the scenes pitching brands and getting on PR lists so you can get free stuff just like the influencers you're watching are getting. So I guess I just don't understand the notion of desiring to be an influencer, choosing a niche that requires a large upfront sum of money to go and purchase products. Like, if that's the case, you girl, you could have influenced people on your nursing tip before trying to go and buy moisturizers and things at Sephora. Like, what were you buying? Like, what were you trying to be? Who were you trying to be? You should have really just shown up to be yourself. And I, word for all the people who want to be content creators, the best niche, like the best way to present yourself online is to be yourself. Your personality is the thing that's going to set you apart, not buying the same products that everybody else is buying, which is what she mentioned that she was pretty much trying to do.
Stop Klarnaing, stop affirming, stop afterpaying, like stop just swiping the credit card, because like, yeah, it may be fun like in the moment, but literally you will regret it if that stuff like just racks up and it's like years down the line and you're still paying for that purse that you bought like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Now, I will say this about Klarna, Affirm, Uplift, all these buy now, pay later services. They are so dangerous. And if you are not responsible, just stay away from them. Just stay away from them because they are super traps. And I read this saying once. It says, convenience is the bait for the trap of oppression. And that's exactly what Affirm, Klarna, Uplift, all these services, because it's buy now, pay later. That's a convenience. That is a convenience that everybody is subscribing to. But it is bait for a trap. And you know what that trap is? Oppression. Okay? So, yeah. Like, you know you're not going to pay back a $2,000 purchase, whatever purchase. Like, people be having insane Klarna and Affirm balances, and I just don't understand. I don't understand why you're going in for that much. You know you don't have that. You know you don't really see that all at once. Why would you go in for a purchase like that? Essentially all at once. Anyways, the young lady is advising not to do it. Same. I don't do it.
Life is too freaking short for us to be paying money on stuff that we bought like a couple years ago.
No, that's right.
Life is too short for us to be paying.
You done already used it up, dopamine gone, and you still paying for it. Like, okay.
For materialistic things. Instead, we should be paying for experiences, for like adventures and whatever it may be, like for new life like chapters. And I don't know, buying the next best thing is not worth your mental health.
Yeah.
Buying the next best thing is not worth the...
I will say this because it's just so ironic how we think that buying these things is going to enhance our mental health. Like, we do all this retail therapy and emotional spending thinking that it's going to help with these emotions, these feelings, escapism, all of this stuff. And ironically, it puts you into a deeper hole, not just for debt purposes, but just simply because things cannot fill that void. And I am going to get a little spiritual, but it's just like, things were never meant to do that. There's not even people that can do that. It comes from within, from above. You know what I mean? So y'all keep buying these things if you want to. Think it's going to fill that void. And people tell us time and time again, yet we don't listen. Everybody wants to fight against the money don't buy you happiness. Oh, well, you just don't have enough. Listen, y'all can fight. Y'all can look, as my good sis Simone says, if you want to fight, join the military. Because we've seen rich people fall. We've seen rich people unalive themselves. Like, have we not seen enough of the fact that material things just don't cut it? Material things alone don't cut it. And yes, you'd rather have stuff and be sad than be poor and be sad. I get it, but whatever. I've heard it all. But y'all want to go there? Go there if you want to. You're going to be on TikTok. You're going to be on social media with the GoFundMe link and tears in your eyes, just like the next person.
Emotional and financial burden that you're going to experience if you can't pay it off right away. if you're watching this and you're also in the same boat, like, you are not alone. um this stuff is hard to navigate, and not a lot of people like talk about the realness about being in credit card debt, or like even student loans. Like, I don't even want to think about like the student loans that I have, and like my car loan. Like, that's another thing in itself.
You don't have to want to think about it because it's thinking about you.
But if you're watching this all the way through, the one thing that I can say is that if you're going into 2025 with debt, specifically credit card debt, please make a plan to like get out of it, because I know I am, because I can't do it anymore.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Sis said enough is enough. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her for getting to that point. I hate that it's taken this much debt. I hate that it's taken $20,000 of debt to get her to snap out of it. But honestly, I see so many people on this app talking about more like higher amounts of debt with poorer mentalities, and like the outlook of, I'm not worried about it, I'm not finna pay it off, I'm just gonna live, I could die tomorrow, and all this stuff. And it's just, I'm grateful that she is saying, look, pay it off, get it out the way, get it off your shoulders, get that monkey off your back. Okay. So she's taking a lot of, I like this young lady because not only is she a nurse, shout out, but she's self-aware, and I appreciate that about her, because I think that is going to be pivotal in her taking the steps that she needs to take to get out of this debt.
It's not cute anymore to just put it on the credit card, or like, I'll do some installment payments. It's not cute anymore.
No.
You're going to continue these habits, and it's going to take you so much longer to, one, pay for it, but two, unlearn those habits of impulse spending.
Yeah.
But I have been financially not doing great.
So that's her, and I looked on her page to find more videos to see what she was kind of going through, because a lot of people are sharing their financial journeys on here, and so I'm curious to see kind of like where she's at, what she's doing. And so,
what's your monthly payments like for your credit cards, if you don't mind saying?
So hi, if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Kayla. I'm 26 years old. I work as a registered nurse, as a school nurse.
Shout out.
And I am an exact
school nurse. Shout out soft nursing. It seems like one of those soft nursing careers because, ooh, child, bedside, the ghetto.
$19,775.66 in credit card debt.
Okay.
This is not including a personal loan that I tried to use to pay down some credit cards, but then ended up racking up.
Oh.
So breaking down the numbers, I have 5 different credit cards. Okay. And I'll be going in order of smallest balance to the largest, because I am going to be utilizing the snowball method in order to pay down all of this debt.
Okay, good for her. Snowball method, paying extra down on the lowest balance while making minimums on the other card. So from what I understand about snowball method, from like Dave Ramsey and other, I mean, obviously just the internet, it's pretty much like a psychological thing where you're paying off the smallest balance first and then working up to the biggest, not really considering the interest and things like that, which a lot of people, I think it's called the avalanche method, where you start with the highest interest loan and work your way down. But I kind of understand, because snowball, you're knocking off the little ones and you're kind of like, ooh, yes, I'm doing this. Like it gets you kind of pumped up, gets you some momentum going, and you can see things like check off, and it gives you kind of like, it gives you that dopamine where it's just like, okay, yeah, I can do this. So hey, if that works for you, do what works for you.
So let's get started. First card that I have is the Citi card. That balance is $1,451.38. The minimum payment for that is $80.56. Second card is the Capital One credit card, and that is $1,949.47. Minimum for that is $73 flat. Next highest one is my Amex card, $2,056.22, and the minimum payment for that is $73.10. Discover It card, my oldest card, this has a balance of $5,839.83 with a minimum payment of $130.57.
Lastly, the highest Big Mama one is my school's first card, which is at $8,478.76 with a minimum payment of $168. I was very hesitant to give you guys the numbers from the beginning, but honestly, I mean, you guys already know the total numbers. Might as well give you a breakdown. But at the same time, this is kind of to give myself a perspective and show what the numbers are, because I have very bad object permanence, comes with ADHD, and if I don't see the numbers, I'm not really about it. But at the same time, the more that I see these numbers, the more that I'm worried about the debt. So yeah, those are the numbers for the credit cards. Those are the credit cards that I have, and we will be starting off with the city one and hopefully paying that off by March.
Good for you, girl. Do the thing. Do the thing. I believe in you because, child, when she got to that 5,000 and when she got to that 5,000 card, I was just like, ooh, that is crazy work. And yes, people can get by on like the minimum payments, but that is very uncomfortable. Every single month, it's just like, you know, it's gonna hit every month. Like that's a really uncomfortable way to live.
So I have been hearing from many people that get a second job or quit school nursing and get a hospital job.
Ooh, hold on. Who had been saying that? Y'all, I don't know. Everybody got opinions on the internet. Everybody got opinions. And I'm always going to tell you to do what's best for you. I'm always going to tell you, good sis, Sister Kayla, do what's best for you. I'm going to be honest. I would really look for any other way to do this. I don't know where she lives. I don't know what her family situation is. If it's optional for her to move back in with moms, there has to be a better way.
And I'm here to tell you that I'm not doing that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to tell you why. I purposely went into school nursing because I knew that bedside wasn't for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Good sis, I knew she was self-aware. I knew she knew. Sister Kayla, you doing right by yourself. Take care of yourself.
That is not always the case for anyone that becomes a nurse, because a lot of the times, you know, you have a dream specialty that you want to get into and you want to work at a certain hospital. But for me, I never felt any of those things. Granted, I did want to be a mother, baby, labor, delivery nurse, but at the same time, I wasn't fully passionate about it. And so I knew deep down that I liked school nursing, because the school nurse that I met in either middle school or high school was such an opening experience, because I didn't think that there were nurses in the school system, but obviously because if we get hurt, you know, who's going to take care of us? I didn't think that I would go into school nursing this quick, because it seemed like all of the people that became school nurses were
like retiring
older people, because they were probably tired of the bedside and wanted something more chill. And so school nursing is that avenue. But I want to create that awareness for any new grad nurses or anyone in nursing school right now. You do not have to go into the hospital if you don't want to. There's so many outpatient options for you out there. Again, a lot of people are going to argue that, you know,
I feel like I should do a whole separate video on the options that nurses have, because people have really been lying to folks. Even I have been a nurse for 10 plus years. And when I first started, everyone was just like, oh, you need to be in med surg for 2 years before joining the ICU. I said, no, thank you. I did an ICU nurse residency program and turned out just fine. People will really try and tell you what you can and cannot do. And you really need to understand what your options are and what your end goal is and what your values are going into this career, and do what's best for you.
You are not going to have as much experience. If you want to switch jobs, that experience is not there. It's going to be hard for you to jump around. I get that. So obviously evaluate those things and evaluate your future and what you really want. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm going to stay in school nursing, and it's going to be something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And if I do end up switching to somewhere else, then I'll switch to somewhere else. But for now, I am glad that I went into school nursing. a young, and I'm just so happy to be in the position that I am. And I know, again, with everyone telling me to get a second job hospital, within only like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to pay it within my debt within like 2 months. But at the same time, my mental health is going to tank. That's the reason why I did school nursing in the first place, so that my
Okay, so she was saying that if she got a hospital job, she would be able to pay off her debt in 2 months. I don't know what school nurses make. I'm gonna have to look that up because, child, I don't know. That's tempting. That's tempting. I don't know. Maybe I would say we just have so many options. We have so many options. And for her as a school nurse, I would really be locking in the summertime, doing like contract work, agency, per diem. I don't know. We have options that could really, like, she could knock out maybe like 6, 7 shifts per diem through agency and really pay off like 2 or 3 of them cards. I don't know. It, like, I know mental health is a major thing. I have my own story that I can share at a later date, but as a school nurse, with the time that she has off, I think could be leveraged and maximized. I get what she's saying though, like weighing the pros and cons, like is it worth my sanity? Is it worth my mental health? Well, is the debt looming over your back and neck, is that weight comfortable? One of the, either way, you're gonna be uncomfortable, facing the debt or facing the challenges of said workplace. And so while I do believe what's best for you may be school nursing primarily as your primary focus, I think maybe other options do need to be considered, like temporarily. I don't think she should like full stop transfer her whole career into the hospital. No. But if she's talking about a 2 month payoff versus however long it's going to take her paying minimum payments, I don't know, sis. It's sticky.
mental health is stable somewhat enough so that I can, go to work every day. But if I get that second job and it's in the hospital, I can tell you already that I am going to end up hating nursing and not want to do it anymore.
Okay. So she did say she ended up getting a second job, but it's not in the hospital. Okay. I can work with that. That's what I was just kind of mentioning.
School nursing, like, I feel like it's gonna drain me. So I would rather go through this whole journey of being a school nurse still and doing side jobs that I love.
Mental health over money.
So that I can still go about my life, enjoying it and being content with where I am.
I like Miss Kayla. Okay, let me go scrub for some more videos from her because she's on to something, and I think she's gonna do very well on this journey. And I really do wish her the best.
I'm going to pay off my second lowest balance credit card of $973.27 with Capital One in the next 6 weeks.
Go ahead, girl.
I know it's intense because if you do the math, $973.27, what was the total? Whatever the total was, divided by 6 weeks is essentially $155 per week that I have to make extra to pay off the credit card, basically by the end of the school year. So we're gonna have to come up with some ideas, figure out if we can sell some items, do a little bit of Instacart every week, do some more TikTok shops. It would be great, maybe like a brand deal. I'm gonna make this my challenge because now that I've paid off the one credit card, I am pumped to pay off the second lowest one.
Girl, I'm so happy for you. Look, Miss Kayla is making progress. I believe in her. She is gonna do great things. I think she's gonna get those cards paid off. She locked in. And ain't no switching up. I think Nurse Kayla is going to do well. Like I said, I wish her the best on her journey. But let me ask you guys something. Would you lock in, get as many jobs as you feel is necessary to pay off debt as soon as possible? Or would you just feel comfortable paying minimum payments until the debt is paid off? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are a nurse, do you believe the mantra mental health over money when it comes to your job? Definitely let me know down below. But don't forget, y'all, disciplined decisions really do make a difference. Y'all be safe out here. I'll see you guys in the next one.